In the United States, they've created technology that's more terrifying than nuclear. Not long ago, the Chinese destroyed the shares of American high-tech companies, presenting their own version of artificial intelligence, DeepSeek. It is insanely cheap to produce, free for users, and open source. Look, learn, write your own versions. The world applauds with a standing ovation, but why so much tension? Let's delve deeper, since this issue concerns literally each of us. It's not even been a week since Trump's team and his associated IT oligarchs announced a $500 billion investment in artificial intelligence. We were told that this would be more powerful than the Manhattan Project, quote unquote, that is, the creation of the atomic bomb. Much has been said about this topic. There have been vague dreams of a time when artificial intelligence would do everything for humans, and all we have to do is sleep, eat sweets, and be engaged in the perversion of world history. There have also been equally vague fears that some hostile AI will destroy us all, and therefore we must create our own AI. The economic benefit for this initiative for the United States has been carefully veiled. We do not know, no one knows, what benefits artificial intelligence will bring us in the future, but one consequence of its widespread application is absolutely obvious. You can conduct an experiment and ask any artificial intelligence model, and it will answer you innocently. Quote, "The development of artificial intelligence will lead to a dramatic increase in demand for electricity, which can threaten the energy development plans of entire countries and the largest technology companies. This can lead to an increase in electricity prices and higher tariff rates for all consumers." End quote. The Americans don't hide it at all. Sam Altman, the controversial CEO of OpenAI, has stated that the electricity shortage with the development of the AI industry will become so great that we will not be able to cope with it without thermonuclear energy. Morgan Stanley has calculated that the development of this industry will lead to an increase in energy consumption by 70% every year. That is, artificial intelligence is a cover for a plan to create an artificial storage of energy all over the world except for the US. Developing countries will suffer the most. The innocent requests of millions of consumers to paint a cat, quote unquote, can leave entire countries without electricity, but even developed competitors of the US will face difficulties. There is now a purpose for artificial increasing electricity prices. This is what's happened. They had many times higher they had to be many times higher than the US in order to ensure competitive advantage of American industry. It's no coincidence that the Green Agenda, sustainable development in Russia, were to be ensured by Anatoly Chubais, who in the past reformed the country's electric sector and always complained about it being too low prices. Now, exactly the same story happening with artificial intelligence. Philosophical discussions about whether AI will replace Vasya Pupkin and whether it will steal his unique personality are distracting. In fact, artificial intelligence threatens to get into Pupkin's pocket. The cost of electricity for industry is a trophy that Americans have been fighting over with Europe for decades, and their own citizens are not spared. Unlike Russia, Western countries subsidize energy consumption in factories and industries, but not in households. Now, during Biden's 4 years in office, the most of the real people of America have earned more than $1.5 trillion. Now the White House has canceled the Green Agenda and wants to end the Ukraine conflict, but immediately presented a new energy deficit plan. This was exactly artificial intelligence. Support systems, development and cooling of servers in this industry will require huge amounts of electricity. And what are the benefits for the American economy? Artificial shortage of electricity will increase its prices, and the products of their competitors will become uncompetitive. Cheap electricity is also very important for cryptocurrency mining, which in the US is carried out on an industrial scale. On a social level, blackouts and high tariffs will lead to uprisings and revolutions. For example, the people of Sri Lanka overthrew the government precisely because of power outages. For countries with energy deficits, artificial intelligence can be a disaster. But at the right moment, an American ambassador will appear and, so to speak, take the reins. Entire regions will regress and development collapse into antiquity, but America will shine over the hill as always. And now, comparisons with the Manhattan Project no longer seem exaggerated, do they? Does this mean that we should abandon the development of artificial intelligence? No, if a country has a sufficient developed energy infrastructure and electricity prices are strictly controlled, then artificial intelligence can become an interesting and profitable industry, which is what the Chinese comrades have just proven. We just need to understand the real and not the imaginary dangers of this industry. Now, in the process of writing this, artificial intelligence was used, the writer says, to process the request. It consumed 5 kilowatt hours. To create the article itself, the laptop consumed 0.1 kilowatt hours. Also, the author ate a cheese sandwich and a cup of unsweetened coffee. No cats were harmed in the process of writing the text. Obviously, this is meant to, of course, being cynical. So please leave your comments about this. The AI technology in the US is about to take off. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.